Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another one of my live videos. And currently, we all know currently that Jose Mourinho's currently under pressure. I think potentially, and a lot of fans think as well, prospectively, and I think a few Arsenal fans think this. If currently Manchester United and we fail to beat Arsenal tonight, I think Mourinho could be sacked from Manchester United. Reportedly, we've got a bit of team news going into the game. We could miss a lot of key players, for the Arsenal game tonight. Don't forget, it's 8 o'clock and it is streamed live on BT Sport 1. As I said, so to give you a bit of an update going into the game, I don't know if Lukaku's going to be starting or not. Rashford said fixed his mind for focusing on Manchester United beating Arsenal, because obviously we know Marcus Rashford, he potentially suffered a recent injury though, hasn't it? But I think he could potentially start. Rashford is still in the contract here till 2020. He is a good runner, talent, and he does have a great memorable moment against Arsenal, especially a couple of years ago, when he'd risen up the youth system. He's got a good pedigree scoring on his debut and that, and he scored twice on his Premier League debut against Arsenal back in February 2016 as well, and he also scored in his first Manchester derby. He's got a very good pedigree of scoring on his debut, so that is a great memorable moment for Marcus Rashford. Potentially in that game we had a lot of our kids out and we still managed to beat Arsenal by 3 goals to 2. So this game's going to be very difficult tonight for Manchester United. We know Mourinho's under serious pressure. We are winless in our last 3 games, and the performances this season have just been not good enough. And we know, considering now City are now 19 points in front of Manchester United. City won very good. City won yesterday by 2 goals to 1 at Watford. So City are unstoppable. As I said, Pep Guardiola's emulated football did at Barca and Bayern Munich. He's won 24 trophies all in his career, I think. And he's done very well since he's come to the Premier League, and he is a top class manager. He's Pep Guardiola. As I said, so we are sitting 19 points behind City, with 8 points behind top 4 as well. So Manchester United potentially have to get a result tonight, because potentially, I think, we know Lindelof out until mid-December, until mid this month. Lindelof's definitely out. Sanchez is not going to make the reunion tonight. Mourinho's confirmed he could be out for a long time as well. Alex Sanchez, he isn't going to be playing. I think Bailey's a doubt as well. I think it mentioned that Smalling is a doubt as well. I don't know if he'll be playing or not. It says reportedly Darmian is available as well. He's obviously suspended, so potentially I think Doyle will be making his Premier League debut, from the start of the game. Obviously, he made it at the weekend against Southampton, but obviously it came on as a substitute. So I think Mourinho should go with Doyle there. We know Ashley Young suspended, as I said, and Sanchez is out. He said Bailey. I think Bailey's out. Bailey can't potentially get in the squad at the moment, as we all know. There's going to be talks whether Paul Pogba's going to be starting, because obviously with his relationship with Jose Mourinho, obviously, he's reacted to Mourinho's criticism, and he's basically mentioned about his system and his tactics. He's criticised his tactics as Paul Pogba, because we know Mourinho said to him behind closed doors, he called him a virus, and his attitude and behaviour is affecting the team, and he said he's no respect. He doesn't play, he doesn't respect the players, he doesn't respect the porters, and these are the comments that Mourinho had potentially said to Paul Pogba. So it is going to be a huge talking point if Paul Pogba is going to be featuring in the game. I think he could go in the midfield. I think he could put Herrera and Fellaini in the midfield to quite fair. He might even, start Fred in the midfield. He might even start Fred in the midfield, as I currently said, but he's going to make some changes, at least a couple of changes, from the Southampton draw. At the weekend, the Mourinho's been coming out in the last couple of days in the press. If you have watched his press conference building up to this Manchester United-Arsenal game, I didn't quite catch it all. I caught some of the words that he said. He said potentially, he said to Brazilian TV, reportedly Manchester United almost need a miracle to get top 4. Reportedly, Mourinho said, I didn't mean it if I said that potentially we almost need a miracle. So he mentioned the word miracle. He says if he didn't mean it if he had said it, and potentially he said we don't need a miracle at all. And reportedly said in his press conference, though, he didn't know the actual word miracle. He didn't know if he actually said it or not, but he's actually still confident now we can get the top 4. But he said a couple of weeks ago, by the end of the year, he's confident we can get in the top 4. He mentioned as well that he's confident we can get in to the top 6 as well. In the press conference, Paul Pogba was mentioned, and there was discussions going on there. He said the performances need to step up and all that. So he did mention about the thing that's been coming out in the press last couple of days about needing a miracle, and he mentioned that Manchester United shouldn't be sitting seventh in the Premier League as well. So this is what potentially Jose Mourinho has been saying. But we have got a lot of injury problems. We know defensively we need to strengthen up, attackively we need to strengthen up. But this is going to be a tough opposition tonight, as I said, because obviously we know Manchester United, to be fair, we do really always raise our game against Arsenal, to be quite fair. From Arsenal's perspective, they'll be full of confidence tonight. The intensity, the performance they've shown this season, under Mourinho has been fantastic. And we know they haven't won at Old Trafford since September 2006 in the Premier League, of course. So they have got a bad record at Old Trafford in the league. And we do mainly beat them a lot. We even beat them under the David Moyes era. We beat them last season twice, 2-1 at home, 3-1 away from home as well. And essentially, we have got a good record against Arsenal, but obviously they've got a new manager in now. Obviously, Arsenal have got players aging up. They're still basically, the players aging up, and they have lost a lot of their best players. But I said they're looking very, very good. They look a total different outfit and team, to what they looked us under Arsene Wenger, because they had Arsene Wenger 22 years and he won silverware with them. They got a good 11, 12 years out of Arsene Wenger as well, but then a lot of Arsenal fans wanted him out. But since Mourinho's come in, they've done very, very well, and I still think he needs at least 2 transfer windows, to bolster that squad up even more and potentially make Arsenal title contenders, because we know they haven't won the title since 2004, but Arsenal are 19 games unbeaten in all competition. Arsenal will be full of confidence coming in to this game tonight, so potentially I think Mourinho could be sacked tonight. I'm surprised he hasn't been sacked by now, to be honest with you. I'm surprised he's even got into his third season, Jose Mourinho, because he's only won 3 trophies since he's come to the club as Jose Mourinho. Obviously, a man, obviously considering the history of this club, nearly 3 decades success with Fergie, considering Jose Mourinho's history as well, with the titles he's won everywhere he's been, potentially you'd have thought would have been a much more commanding position, get us back to competing and get us back to winning major honours. But he's obviously failed to meet these expectation levels as Jose Mourinho. As we all currently know, we know he's wrong as well for publicly criticising players as well. Jose Mourinho, he's had quite a lot of disputes, especially with the young players, as I said. But potentially Manchester United defensively are terrible. We've got one of the worst goal differences in the league. As we said, we're not scoring enough goals as well. Potentially Arsenal, I've got good players in their squad. I think Aubameyang's going to be dangerous for them. He's a great player. He was very, very good, with Borussia Dortmund with Aubameyang, and he leads the lines very, very well. And I think he's a lot better than Romelu Lukaku. To quite fair. I think Lukaku's well proven, in the Premier League, as I said. But everyone talks about him being a big game bottler. He's first touch, and I think we need someone up front as well. And Lacazette's very, very good. He had a good pedigree with Leon, did Lacazette as well, and he's very, very good indeed. But I think tonight it's confirmed. Danny Welbeck's obviously out for the season, it says. So obviously he won't feature in the ex-Man United player. It says Monreal's been injured as well. I don't know if he's going to be featuring. Ozil's had a back injury for Arsenal as well. So I don't potentially know if he's going to be potentially featuring. He obviously has a good, bond with Jose Mourinho, because obviously Mourinho used to work, with Mesut Ozil, I think, when he was at Real Madrid as well. And they've got Aaron Ramsey. I really, really highly rate Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey's still giving it 100% for Arsenal, even though he knows he's leaving Arsenal. What? Yeah. All right. Even though he knows he's leaving Arsenal, because I think he's been at Arsenal over a decade now. He's a good box-to-box midfielder, and Arsenal did very, very well. They beat Tottenham 4-2, and if they show that intensity and the character, they showed in that game, I think they're going to come to Old Trafford and win comfortably, if I'm going to be quite honest with you, because I have no faith under Mourinho. He always seems to talk about what he's achieved and what he's won a lot as well, and potentially coming out of the press saying we need a miracle. But this is what Brazilian TV had suggested out, that he currently said that. Reportedly, Mourinho said he doesn't know if he actually said the word miracle or not. He doesn't know if he actually said it. But potentially, he's still convinced we're getting the top 6, as I said. He mentioned about Everton as well, I think, in his press conference. He thinks we're they've improved, but he thinks potentially he thinks Manchester United will finish higher than them. He does admit Jose Mourinho. We are falling behind. We are far behind, and there's a lot of teams improving, and we're not the team that is improving. As he has said, but it's going to be interesting to see, what formation Mourinho goes with tonight. No doubt he'll play in the Nemanja Matic. He obviously played him defensively against Southampton. Obviously, in the Nemanja Matic hasn't done good this season. As I said, obviously Mourinho has a good bond with him. And I said I had concerns about Matic when he first came to the club. I think there were potentially, at that moment in time, we did get Matic. There were a lot of other midfielders. We had other options of midfielders that were linked with, which were potentially a lot better than Nemanja Matic, because Matic don't complement Fabinho and the likes of Nainggolan, who's very tenacious. And I think we could have done with a better midfielder than Nemanja Matic, to be quite fair. He might even start for Fellaini tonight. Jose Mourinho scored the winner against Arsenal last season, as I said, and this is the first meeting between Mourinho and Mourinho since 2013 as well. And Mourinho will be full of confidence, but I think potentially if Man United do not win tonight, I think Mourinho could be getting the sack. And I think, he wants to get the sack anyway, considering, our poor start this season. We know the fear factor's no longer there at Old Trafford anymore, as it was under Fergie. Teams found it hard to win at Old Trafford. Last season we finished 19 points behind City. We got second place, but we did better last season. We scored more goals. We kept more clean sheets. We got to the FA Cup final, but sadly lost it. And in his first season, we gained success in the Europa League, and we won the League Cup. And I did, credit Jose Mourinho for that, because that was potentially only his first season. But now it's his third season now with Jose Mourinho. It's not like year one when he's getting used to the new. It's not like year one when he's getting used to the players and the newer era. And potentially everyone's questioned about his tactics and his current team selection. Which is currently run, and I think Shaw's going to be out for tonight's game as well. Luke Shaw, Valencia's available as well, but I think he's going to put Doyle in currently As Young's position. It also said in the press he's available as well. It said Damian's available. Doyle, I think, is going to play. Luke Shaw, I think, is unlikely. We know Ash Young's definitely not playing because he's suspended. Bailey's unlikely. Smalling's recently had a foot injury. I don't know if he's going to be featuring him or not. Phil Jones, not too sure about what's happening with Phil Jones either. But as I said, we have spent a lot of money, since Ferguson retired. We've had different managers, different philosophies, different styles of play. As I said, and a lot of money has been spent. It's like £1 billion in all the managerial areas, as I said. So we already know the pressure's on Mourinho as it is, and we know potentially, we have got a manager replacement if Mourinho does get sacked. Reportedly, there were reports coming out quite a few weeks ago that Jose Mourinho potentially going back to Real Madrid. Reportedly, Florentino Perez was keen on getting him back to Real Madrid, and the report came out today that Jose Mourinho believes Florentino Perez will save his nightmares from Old Trafford, because obviously he's an ex-Real Madrid manager as well. But there has been talks about Zinedine Zidane, as we all know. Zinedine Zidane, potentially, some confirmed he will be returning to management soon, because he has been managerless for 6 months. As Zinedine Zidane, he's never been proven in the Premier League. He's never played or managed, as I said, in the Premier League, but he was a great manager at Real Madrid. He was great in his senior career at Real Madrid and Juventus and Bordeaux. And he has had discussions, potentially with his representatives about coming to managing English football. So potentially he could be the next manager to come to Manchester United if Mourinho is set to win. Also, Bayern Munich are interested in Zinedine Zidane as well. But I think the board and the owners need to stricten up now. And I think, it's a mixture to blame. You can blame the players, the board, the owners, and the manager, as I said, because obviously, the team is underperforming. We've got a catalogue of players in that squad that are coming to the end of the deals, as I said. And we'll just have to see what happens. But I think, the board and the owners need to try and recommend the right man who's got the stature, who's got the winning mentality to put a club like this, to make us back competitive and challenge for major honours, as I currently said. But yeah, BT Sport, I've got this game, as I said. Reportedly, BT, you've got it. I think it's 8 o'clock tonight, and potentially the Manchester United and Arsenal. It's not the fixture, that used to be back in the day. When they had Wenger and we had Sir Alex Ferguson. It was a great fixture, and it was usually always a title decide. When we had great players like Van Nistelrooy, Giggs, Ronaldo, Tevez, Berbatov, Guy Neville, all them great players in Arsenal, Dormi, Perez, Lundberg, Patrick Vieira, Sol Campbell, Keogh, Bergkamp. That's when Manchester United and Arsenal was the current fixture. It's not as much as a fixture as it was back in the day, as we all know. But Arsenal looking well prepared, indeed, as I said, and I think they're going to win this game tonight, but you never know. Manchester United usually raise the game against Arsenal. Look at our record against Arsenal, Old Trafford in the Premier League. We haven't lost to them there since like 2006, so that's 12, 13 years now. We haven't lost them at Old Trafford, in the league. As I said, then, I've got to say we have got a lot of players coming to the end of the deals. We know Mourinho, obviously, as said, potentially, he doesn't think we'll sign any top players in the January transfer window. Reportedly, he's going to get hundreds of millions of pounds to spend in January. He's going to get £100 million to spend in January. And, reportedly, we know he had a disappointing summer. He missed out on a lot of potential targets to Jose Mourinho, and he's very, very arrogant. And I think half the time he doesn't potentially know what he's on about. And we know potentially 2 managers have been sacked in the league this season, which was Zlatan Jonkovic from Fulham, and Monday confirmed Mark Hughes was sacked from Southampton as well. So I think Mourinho's next in line to be the favourite to get the sack from Manchester United, as I currently said. So as I currently said, guys. So it is going to be an interesting game tonight. I hope Manchester United win. As I said, we are at least 2-3 years off the title. As I said, just under £400 Mourinho spent, since he's come to the club. And, the team news will be coming up in a couple of hours of who Mourinho selects for the current game. But potentially, Arsenal could actually get Mourinho out of this club if they currently win tonight. Or even if Manchester United fail to win, because a draw's no good, we have to win. And Mourinho says we need a good run of games to get ourselves back of having a chance to get in the top 4. But obviously, teams above us are not going to drop many points, as we are all aware of. And potentially our best player this season has been Anthony Martial, without a shadow of a doubt, as we all know. And he still hasn't agreed a new contract yet with the club. In the last couple of games, he hasn't been to his potential best. And, we haven't been great at Old Trafford this season. I think there's been, 4 games we haven't scored at Old Trafford this season in all competitions. And, we only scored 1 goal at Old Trafford in 3 Champions League games in the group stage this season as well. So Arsenal will not fear. Whatsoever, and it'd be interesting to see how they line up as well. But the potential and the quality of Aubameyang and Lacazette and all that, can cause our defence so much problems, because we have got a lot of injury issues going into this game as well. So anyway, guys, that's everything updated today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider a subscribe, as always, and take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.